On today's episode of Average Joe Show, it is Friday. The weekend is here. It's fun times. Mock draft time, baby. Fantasy baseball is coming up. We'll do a little mock draft for you guys while we talk about the Blue Jays spring training. The Raptors game is on right now. They are down early in the first here. NFL news. Robert Quinn heading to South Beach. He'll take his talents there just like LeBron James once did. Saquon Barkley, Jesus Christ reincarnated here at the Combine. This guy might go first overall after you hear what we have to say. Tomorrow night is UFC 222. Chris Cyborg is going to take on Kunitskaya to defend her title on 3 weeks' notice. Frankie Edgar versus the undefeated submission specialist Brian Ortega. That's going to be a good bout. And Mike Fisher, coming out of retirement, he's going to make his debut tonight with Smashville. And we'll talk about him and his wife, Carrie Underwood, who I would like to take to Smashville, if you know what I mean. It's going to be a good episode tonight, boys. Stick with us. And with that, let's get going. Episode number 6 of the Average Joe Show with John and Oz here. Today is Friday, March 2nd. It is Friday. We'll have some fun here before the weekend gets going. But just before we get going, where the fuck did February go?
Yeah, really, eh? January took about 6 years, and then February went by literally in 2 days, I feel like.
January was a whole year, and then February was a combined 38 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't get anything accomplished in February.
No, the only thing I got accomplished in February was sobbing myself to sleep on Valentine's Day. That was about it.
Well, if that's an accomplishment, then I am an accomplished man. Let me say that much. Man.
And this month wasn't the leap year month, was it?
Was it 28 or 29 days?
The leap year is 29 days. It extends the extra day.
So this year was 28.
This year was 28.
So it wasn't the leap
year.
No.
The whole leap year thing fucks with my brain a little bit. There's no way that you could just add a random fucking day onto the year.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I think the way it works with I think the Earth travels fucking around the sun at an eclipsing speed of 365 days in like 6 hours. So they have to just add on.
They have to throw that 6 hours somewhere.
The 6 times 4 would be 24 hours. Conveniently, there's your extra day every 4 years, which fucks with my brain a little bit.
But why not? What confuses me is why not, when those months that have 31 days, why don't you just knock those down to 30 and keep February not at fucking some weird-ass number? I have no idea. We're going to have to fucking call NASA. We're going to have to get NASA on the phone.
Fucking NASA does. I don't like it. Anyways, it's...
Our mock draft
is starting soon. A little mock draft. This is what we said in the intro here. We're going to do a little mock draft for you boys.
We got myself at number 3. Osborne's picking at number 8 here.
Number 8.
We'll keep you guys updated on who we pick, and if there's any shockers in the draft. Mike Trout's going to go 1, but...
I'm going to say no, he's not.
No. Mike Trout's not going to go 1?
Not Trout's.
Who's going to go 1?
1 is going to be... I'm going to make a prediction before this gets going here. It's going to be... Jose Altuve.
Jose Altuve is going to go 1 over Mike Trout?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
I'm starting to think that.
William Powers here better not do that, because I'll throw up all over the place.
Team Powers here is going to fucking get us going here. He's going to go off the fucking way off the board and just ruin the whole draft for us.
He's going to pick... He's going to go Mike Adamo and pick Miguel Cabrera. Fuck.
All right, let's launch this bitch.
So our draft starts in 5 minutes here. Before our draft begins, you want to start a little Blue Jays spring training action?
A little spring training talk. How about this? Before we get going, a little signing.
Yeah,
big signing.
The final boss.
The final boss.
For anybody who doesn't know, I'm sure you do, the Blue Jays have signed Seung-Won Oh to a 1-year deal with a vesting option. The 1-year deal is worth, I think it's 1.5. It could be 2. It's between 1.5 and $2 million for this year. The vesting option, it has certain requirements he has to make. I'm not sure what they are. I don't think they've released them. But if he gets to a certain amount of innings pitched or something like that, games appeared in, then the option will vest. So, no lose situation here. If the guy sucks, you sign him for nothing, get rid of him. If he's really good, you got that vesting option. You got him for an extra year.
I think when I was thinking about when they signed him was like, obviously when you mentioned me in the comment when they signed him, I think our both reaction was like, why almost, and like, can he throw left-handed? Like,
Yeah, really.
Like, can we just switch him over to a left-handed? But I actually, now that I'm starting to think about it, I think this is a pretty good trade. I mean, it's a very low-risk, high-reward scenario for the Jays right now.
Yeah, I mean,
they didn't sign him for much.
No, in his first, this guy's 35, but he's only been in the league for 2 years. He played a lot in Korea, I believe, Korea or Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And in his rookie year, he pitched to like a 1.9 ERA, struck out like 100 guys in 70 innings. Was a lights-out closer for the Cardinals. And then last year, he kind of regressed to like a 4-something ERA. But if you can get somewhere in between that, maybe get like a 3 ERA out of him, like a 3.5,
Yeah.
he just adds to these righties the Jays got in the pen. And they're actually looking like a deeper pen now.
Do you think he's going to start off as the eighth inning guy, setup man, in front of Ozuna?
I think it depends on how he does in spring training, if they can get him a couple appearances. I mean, Tepera and Barnes really pitched well last year, and it seems like Gibby trusts them.
Yeah.
So it's going to be I think it's going to be hard for O to get that
Yeah.
8th inning right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's tearing it up in spring training and he has a good 3-4 appearances to start the season, I could see him setting up for Ozuna all year.
Yeah. I mean, well, he was the closer, and he took over for Rosenthal.
And then Rosenthal took it back from him last year. But
I think it's a pretty good signing for them. I mean,
it's a low-risk, high-reward signing,
yeah,
just like the rest of the moves, and you just can't be mad at moves like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Jays this offseason have really... they've moved their floor up because they're not playing... They got a lot of depth pieces. They got a lot of depth pieces in the rotation with Garcia, and they got some bench pieces with Diaz, Solarte, Granderson. Now they're adding to their pen, so...
Yeah.
No big splashy moves, but at least they're getting actual major league talents instead of Ryan Goins and
fucking... We still have Ezekiel Carrera, but...
Yeah, sadly, nobody wanted him. You released the guy, literally none of the 30 teams wanted him. They could have had him for nothing. Nobody wanted him. Now he's back in Buffalo. Fuck me. Mike Trout went first
Mike
overall.
Trout did go first overall. Wow, that is interesting.
So I mean, it's only spring training. The Jays are 2-6 at this moment, but again, I mean, they could be 6-2, 8-0, 0-8. I don't really care. It's spring training. It has literally nothing to do with the regular season, whether they win or lose or not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been some guys. Randall Grichuk's looked good. Diaz has looked good. Granderson's looked good. Like the start, like all the major league pieces have looked decent.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Pillar's hitting like 800.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of plate appearances. All my picks coming up here. It looks like this guy's picking.
There's
all
Altuve.
right, so there's Altuve. So it's my pick here.
What are you thinking here, boss?
I don't think I can pass up Nolan Arenado.
You can't, eh?
No, I don't think so. I'm taking Nolan Arenado at number 3, right after Trout and Altuve. For the next couple picks, we're looking like Betts, Bryce Harper.
Trey Turner's very high. I'm really surprised at this, actually.
Yeah, he got hurt last year. I think that's mostly... Trey Turner went 4th overall, by the way. That guy picked him real quick.
And then this is what really fucks me up. People are jumping on that Stanton bandwagon.
Stanton number 5 is the 10th ranked player. I don't think he's not going to hit fucking another 60 or 50 or whatever he hit last year.
Like I don't know. He's guaranteed to get hurt. Like,
he's pretty injury prone. I don't like picking him. But so Blue Jays spring training.
They're looking okay.
Yeah, like the pieces they brought in are looking good, and that's really all you can ask in spring training.
Curtis Granderson's your AL MVP at this point. Like,
back in 2007.
He's throwing it back a couple years and he's played for the Yanks, but I really hope he can actually get going here. And I'm on the clock here. I don't like Charlie Blackmon. I don't think he's gonna do.
I mean, I like Charlie Blackmon. I don't think I'd take him at 8?
8 here.
I don't want Charlie Blackmon in the first round.
I mean, the guy hit 331 last year, but there's no way that guy's going to do it again.
I mean, he's in Colorado. I think I want him at like 10.
Yeah.
If I have the 10th pick, I'd take him and another guy, but I don't know if I want him as my cornerstone.
I'm actually not going Goldie here.
No?
I'm going Carlos Correa here.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm taking my shortstop early.
Yeah,
I'm taking my shortstop early here. Manny Machado doesn't have a shortstop eligibility. Which is
kind of weird. He'll get one.
He'll get one. Yeah, I'm taking Correa at 8 here. Get my shortstop out of the way. You know what I mean?
All right, so the Raptors game actually turned off. I'm not even sure what the score is. The Raptors were losing the last time we were looking at it.
Yeah.
unfortunately. Shocker, I know.
Let's see. Shocker.
Well, they actually have been playing well, so it is kind of shocking, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Well, Paul Goldschmidt finally goes at pick 10.
So he picked Blackman before.
So Blackman
This guy picked
and Goldschmidt?
This guy just picked Scherzer before Kershaw.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a good thing it's a mock draft.
Yep. Oh, I'm on the clock here. Fuck, I'm fucking taking Clayton right here.
You have Clayton Kershaw?
I'm taking Clayton right here.
I thought you were taking Kershaw with your first pick.
No, I getting to steal Clayton in the second round here.
Clayton Kershaw with the third pick in the second round. Anybody listening, don't expect that to happen in your draft.
Don't get too hype if you're doing your fantasy drafts. Don't get too hype because that's not going to fucking happen.
All right, so let's move on to a little NFL news here. Robert Quinn gets moved, a veteran pass rusher from the Rams. This guy had 20 and a half sacks 3 years ago, but he has been an injury risk since then. I believe last year he was pretty healthy.
Yeah.
The Rams give him up to the Miami Dolphins. They trade a 4th-round pick as well as a 6th. And the Rams trade Robert Quinn as well as their 6th rounder. So the Rams move up in the 6th, and they get a 4th for Robert Quinn. Mm-hmm. He's got 2 years left on his deal at $24 million. They're picking up all of that salary, so that's a pretty decent cap hit for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think Robert Quinn's going to help him out? I mean, he forms a D-line with Cameron Wake and Ndamukong Suh. I mean, if those guys can produce like it was 3 years ago, being a New England Patriots fan, I'm kind of worried, but I don't know. What do you think?
It's kind of like a weird trade for me. Like Robert Quinn, I don't know if he was. I didn't really pay attention much to him. I don't know if he was great last year for the Rams. I mean, obviously he helped them a little bit, but
if he can contribute between 5 and 10 sacks,
I don't think this is a huge move for the Dolphins. They're like, holy fuck, like this is just like.
I know I already have a third baseman, but I'm taking Chris Bryant here.
You're gonna take Chris Bryant?
I mean, you got round 2, pick 8. He's the 13th ranked player. Nobody's taking him. I'm taking Chris Bryant, Nolan Arenado here. Yeah, I think those are some sticks to start with.
I mean, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I would have been raking him.
No, 2 years ago, my first 3 picks of the draft were Josh Donaldson, Manny Machado, and Nolan. I got Nolan Arenado.
I remember that.
Really late because no one knew who Nolan Arenado was.
Oh, I'm back on the clock now. I could take Josh Donaldson.
You could take JD here.
I could take Donaldson, and I could have Donaldson. I could have Bryant, and I could have Arenado.
That would be my team reincarnated.
I don't think that's where I'm going to go. I think here with my 3rd pick in the 3rd round, I'm going to get me a shortstop. I'm going to go Corey Seager.
Seager over Francisco?
Yes, very much. I like Seager's power. I like the team he plays on. Yeah. And I really like Corey Seager. He's one of my favorite young shortstops in the game.
I think Seager's pretty gross too. If not based on you're picking a team right now, you're starting a team and you need a shortstop, are you taking Lindor or Seager? Who has better stuff
Seager.
Right now? Yeah?
I'm taking Seager. I think Lindor's a better fielder.
Yeah.
And I think Lindor's faster. And Lindor probably can hit for a higher average. But I think Seager gives you
all the reasons why you should take Francisco Lindor.
I mean, I think Seager gives you, well, in fantasy, Seager gives you more power, but I think Seager gives you more power. I like Seager's leadership capabilities. He plays the shortstop position. Obviously, both these guys play the shortstop position, but I think Seager's a better leader out there than Lindor. Mm-hmm. And it's not like Seager's any slouch with the glove. He can still hit 300.
Yeah.
I prefer guys with power. Just myself. I know Lindor isn't, like a 10 home run kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I think if Corey Seager, there's more potential for Corey Seager to go 330, 100 than it is for Lindor.
Yeah.
And if I'm, you know what I mean? If I'm looking for a hitter, those are the kind of stats that I'm looking for to start my team.
I'm going the complete opposite spectrum of you. I'm taking Lindor. I mean,
I'm shocked. You disagree with me? No.
I'm on the clock here. I'll make my pick, and then I'll continue talking. Oh, you can't not go with this guy right here. Absolutely. You know exactly who I'm taking right now. Springer.
Springer, yeah.
Springer is gross. I've always loved Springer in Houston. Guy's a machine. I mean, I could make a case for Cody Bellinger, but sophomore slumps.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not a big believer in those sophomores. I'm kind of scared of Aaron Judge and Corey Bellinger this year.
I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of. I think Cody Bellinger had a shit luck season.
There was a time when he was just so on fire that we've never seen someone that on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know how that translates to a full 162 game season after pitchers have seen tape on you. But
I guess we'll see how he does.
Team Topley here seems to think that Cody Bellinger is going to play well.
So right now I got after 3 rounds I got Correa, Springer, and Kershaw, a World Series team pretty much.
And I have Nolan Arenado, Chris Bryant, and Corey Seager. So no pitchers, but I got some sticks. You
got the left side of the infield covered.
Exactly. All right, so we were on Robert Quinn. Honestly, I don't like the deal. It doesn't have anything to do with what they gave up. I mean, they gave up a 4th, and they swapped 6th round picks.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like Robert Quinn. He's getting paid a lot, and he's injury prone. And the Miami Dolphins have a bad history. Like Super Mario Williams went there on a big deal. He was fucking terrible. They released him like 2 years after that.
Yeah.
Sue's been awful for them. Not awful, but he hasn't been Ndamukong Suh. I just think that they are just trying to plug veteran holes in, and I think they're destined for another 8-8, 7-9 season by the Patriots.
It's going to be your typical season down in South Beach for Dolphins fans. If you're unfortunately a fucking Dolphin fan.
Yeah, my grandfather's actually a Dolphins fan.
Oh, really?
So I know
a couple guys that are Dolphins fans. It's pretty unfortunate for them, but I've heard a lot of talk that I was listening to another podcast. A lot of people are starting to believe that this is Ryan
he's coming back.
He's coming back.
They're going to stick with Ryan Tannehill as their starting
a lot of people like Johnny Football was saying, Blake Bortles was saying this is going to be a good year for. They believe in Tannehill. They think that he can come back strong here. And I don't.
Well, maybe there's a reason why Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady aren't saying, I believe in Ryan Tannehill.
Exactly.
And Johnny Manziel and Blake Bortles are being like, whoa.
Okay, I do want to say something about not Johnny Football. Blake Bortles is like this, I'm going to say the 64th best quarterback in the NFL.
And they give him an extension.
64th best quarterback, and the 63rd best quarterback is Joe Webb. That's what
actually.
That's what I'm going with here. So I picked my last. There's been a couple picks since me. I went Noah Syndergaard.
Oh, you piece of shit.
I went Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah, that's a good pick. He's going to be so good this year. In spring training, I saw something. His velocities. He threw 10 pitches. 7 of them were 100 miles an hour. 3 of them were 91, 92, and those were his change-ups.
Yeah.
Those were change-ups.
Yeah. I think he's going to come back very strong after his injury.
I got 12 seconds to make a pick here. I don't have a pitcher yet. I'm going to go Zach Greinke.
Greinke over Severino?
I don't trust Severino at this point.
No,
I have another pick in 3 picks, so if he's still there, I'll probably
couple turns.
Double up on the starting pitchers. I like Zach Greinke. For me in fantasy, I prefer consistent players over guys that had a huge season.
You going 2 pitchers back to back here? Or
Severino got taken, unfortunately.
Okay, after you make your pick, let's talk about a guy that I want to talk about right here at 49. I don't know why. I want to talk about we'll talk a little bit about him.
Okay, I'm gonna go Christian Yelich here. Christian Yelich, round 5, pick 3. He's going to be on Milwaukee. He's going to have some protection around him. Pretty good lineup.
Pretty good lineup there. Reese Hopkins. What do you think of this fucking kid, man?
He was on fire last year.
He was fucking gross last year.
In September, but I'm not taking him in the top 50.
No, eh?
That's a little much.
I think that's a little much, too.
He's got Carlos Santana in that lineup now, and Odubel Herrera's not a bad table setter.
There goes Reese right there to Howard.
Yeah.
Team Howard. I think that might
God
be
bless you,
Howard.
Team Howard.
God, I quickly glanced at the screen. I fucking thought that said Yarn Hervis Solarte in the top 50, but it wasn't.
Byron Buxton's 55, and he hit 200 last year, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's your pick, by the way.
I don't know. It is my pick? Okay. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do here?
What's that?
I am going to take... Holy fuck me. We were talking about it earlier. I'm beefing up that pen, baby. I'm taking my closer.
Greg Kimbrell?
I'm taking my closer.
Yeah, fair enough. Round 5, pick 9. And a head-to-head league, closers are pretty important.
Yeah. In the way this mock draft set up, we have... The way we do our fantasy league, we have 5 starters and 3 closers.
3 relievers, 5 starters, and a flex pitcher spot.
Yeah. So I mean, getting a closing pitcher could be pretty important.
Honestly,
I know I got fucked over last year because I didn't have a fucking closer. I had Andrew Miller was my only good reliever, and he was a setup man, but he still got the job done because it's fucking Andrew Miller. But
I don't want to just openly talk about my draft strategy going into the actual draft, because I'm sure somebody in our draft will be listening to this.
Yeah.
Especially my father. That's right outside this room.
Yeah, exactly.
But I might target some relievers this year. Usually I'm the kind of guy that waits till the end to kind of get his relievers.
Yeah.
But I don't know if. There's something to be said about relievers, and I've been killed by running out these meh relievers, and then go out and get negative 10 points. Because they blow the save, they give up 4 runs. It's like, fuck. So this year I might actually target some decent relievers. Maybe get 2 closers in the top
that's
12 rounds, you know what I mean? Like, if I can stumble into a Craig Kimbrell like you just did, where he's on the board, where he's on the board and it makes sense. But I might target relievers this year.
I mean, it didn't really fuck me over because I ended up winning our fantasy league, but like it sucked.
I won baseball.
What?
I won baseball last year.
Oh yeah, I won football. Sorry. Anyways,
fuck you, Osborne.
I came close. Anyways, it just sucked having to pick up a closer fucking every week.
I know. I had to pick up a new closer too.
My only good closer was Cam Bedrosian. He's fucking terrible.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know who I'm picking here. I think I'm gonna go with.
I think the 50s to like 100 is kind of weird. They're kind of guys that are all
Starling.
They're all clumped together. That's a good pick. I was gonna keep him if we did our keeper league this year.
Starling. I was trying to think of who had the shittier year last year. Or the Pirate. It was Polanco had the shit.
Well, Marte was suspended for 80 games for steroids.
Yeah, Marte was suspended, right? Yeah. Polanco had the shit year. I picked Polanco last year. I thought he was gonna be fucking. I thought he was gonna be one of my keepers, but he ended up having a shit year. Like it was bad.
Okay, so while we wait for my pick here, we'll move on to a little bit more NFL talk. Saquon Barkley. They ran the combine. They started the combine Wednesday.
Yeah.
And Saquon Barkley, we've talked about him on this show before. He looks like he's one of the best running back prospects we've seen in our time, at least.
He looks fucking good, man.
He looks disgusting.
Really
it looks
good.
like if he doesn't go first overall to Cleveland, I don't think he's making it past the Giants. But let's look at his combine here. So he runs a 4.41 40. And just to put that into perspective, the best 40 run by a running back this year was 4.39. So he was 0.02 of a second off of being the fastest running back.
Yeah.
On top of being the fastest running back this year, he was the strongest, putting up 29 reps of 225 pounds on the bench press.
Dude,
that's inhuman.
That is fucking...
Joe Thomas is one of the best left tackles in the game. He put up 28 reps at his combine.
Wow.
He's a left tackle. It's my pick here. I'm going to go Robbie Ray. I need to get some pitching. I like Robbie Ray.
Robbie Ray.
He's got great offense there in Arizona, and he strikes out a ton of guys.
Yeah, that's a good
So
pick.
I have no problem with that pick.
I mean, I think it's pretty shitty, but...
No, well, I think you're a piece of shit, so don't worry
As
about
I'm
it.
drinking this shit beer...
The OV.
This OV.
Got a little old vagina in you.
If anyone needs beer, I know St. Patty's Day is coming up pretty soon. The boys are going to get rowdy, but if you guys need a good beer, get this OV. This premium quality OV
this
beer.
Great
this
OV.
Grade A quality. I don't know who it's made by. I think it's made by Molson.
Oh, Christ, I have no idea.
So that explains a lot, really.
Oh, I'm going Buster Posey. Best catcher in the game.
Wow. Didn't even peep that.
No, round 7, going Buster Posey easy. Not even a question.
Yeah.
Don't even have to explain it. Best catcher in the game. I'm surprised he's still there in round 7. And to top off Saquon Barkley, sorry if we're bouncing back and forth here. We're trying to keep you guys updated on this mock draft.
Yeah.
So if it sounds a little convoluted, we apologize. But we are going to be jumping through topics here. So 4.140 or 4.4140 for Saquon, 225 bench presses, and he had a 41-inch vertical. So just to give you some context, Julio Jones is one of the best wide receivers in the league. Obviously, those 50-50 balls, you've seen it in the Super Bowl all over the place, how high he can jump. His vertical at the combine was 38.3 inches.
His vertical was 38.3 inches, and if you're a quarterback and you want a one-on-one matchup throwing a jump ball, I think Julio Jones is the best at 50-50 balls, one-on-one coverage than any other wide receiver in the NFL.
I think DeAndre Hopkins gives him a run for his money, but I think that's it. Like, he's the only other person that you could put in there. Like, Antonio Brown's great, but he's 5'10".
Yeah.
So
I think 50-50 balls, if you're throwing the ball up. Yeah, if you're throwing the ball up, I think Julio Jones is your best bet.
Probably.
And I'm going back to the baseball here. I'm kind of pissed that I picked Correa here because I have a chance to get Alexander because there's no one else that's really good. But this is what you said.
Xander Bogaerts.
I'm beefing up the rotation here.
Garrett Cole.
Beefing up the rotation here. No, I'm picking Quintana over
on the Cubs. I like that.
Quintana over Cole here. I think
Quintana had a better
season
last year, I believe.
I had Garrett
Cole's
Cole
on Houston.
I had Garrett Cole last year. It wasn't really great. Who knows what he's going to do in Houston?
I mean, he's going to have a better offense, but I think he'll give up some more runs. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's hard on a pitcher to pitch in Minute Maid unless you're Dallas Keuchel.
Yeah, exactly.
And even then, 2 years ago, Dallas Keuchel wasn't very good.
He wasn't very good. That's my pick count up again here, but yeah, I think
there goes Xander.
Julio Jones is too big. Like, he towers over any cornerback in the league.
Yeah.
He has. You said he has a 38.5-inch vert, and then Saquon Barkley comes out of nowhere and just fucking puts up 3 inches or 6 inches higher than whatever the fuck.
2.7.
Yeah.
So pretty much what we're telling you is Saquon Barkley was 0.02 of a second off from being the fastest running back at the combine. He was by far the strongest running back at the combine, and he had by far the best vertical among running backs at the combine.
Yeah.
I don't know if this guy can get past Cleveland at 1. Like, if you're Cleveland and you need a quarterback, he's not going to the Giants. The Giants already said Eli Manning's their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts have Andrew Luck. I think you take Barkley at 1 and wait for your quarterback at 4, and you can have your pick of the litter.
Yeah.
And the Giants are fucked, because who are they going to take it to?
Yeah.
I mean, unless they want to go... I believe it's Chubb, the defensive end.
Yeah,
they could go him, or they could go
pass rush.
Quentin Nelson, the interior offensive guard.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be an all-pro for the next however long he plays the game.
I think the best way for someone to rebuild a team, obviously you'd like to have a quarterback, a good running back, but I think the best way, low-key, to rebuild a team is start with that offensive line.
Trenches.
Get in the trenches.
O-line, D-line. You see how the Eagles play with their stacked O-line, stacked D-line.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn that down because I'm sure that's getting fucking annoying.
And in case you guys, I didn't update you guys, I picked Andrew McCutchen with that next pick I had there at 73. It was in the, that was round 8, I believe I picked him. Yeah, round 8. I think McCutchen can have a little bounce back season here in San Fran.
Yeah, I think he'll be pretty good. I don't think he'll ever be MVP Andrew McCutchen that we used to see, but I think he'll be a solid hitter for you.
Solid hitter.
I think with my 8th round pick here, like I said before, targeting relievers. One just
that.
Fell into my lap right here.
Chapman.
Aroldis Chapman.
I was going to do that actually instead of picking McCutchen, but...
So I get me some Aroldis Chapman on the team. I'm liking how the team's looking so far. But, yeah, Saquon Barkley, it's pretty much fucking Jesus.
Jesus Christ reincarnated. Yeah. This guy's unbelievable. And what were you saying? You said we were talking earlier about his stats compared to other players. Like he was faster than Devin Hester.
He was faster. He had a better 40 than Devin Hester. He had a better 3-cone than Deshaun Jackson. He had more reps on the bench press than Joe Thomas, and he could jump higher than Julio Jones.
That's fucked.
This guy's a freak.
Yeah,
and he's a running back.
This guy's a freak of nature, man.
On the NFL Network, they said he is pretty much Alvin Kamara, except bigger, faster, and stronger, and he weighs 230 pounds.
Yeah. I don't know.
Pardon me?
I think,
if he goes to Cleveland at 1 with Cleveland's O-line,
no.
That guy's going top 5 in fantasy drafts.
Fantasy football league?
How could he not?
Yeah. I'm going to have to trade up.
You know what? Right here? I'm taking Ozuna.
Roberto?
Yeah, I said that I was going to target some relievers this year. If I could come out of a draft with Chapman and Ozuna, I think I'm laughing.
You are laughing. Oh, there's my man, Shohei Ohtani. Fucking 92
hey,
or 91.
That guy struck out 8 of the 12 batters he faced the other day. 8 of the 12. They were all swinging strikes.
Yeah.
I think the hype on this guy could be real. Fuck.
Maybe for pitching, but what about for hitting? Who knows what the fuck he's doing for hitting, right?
If he's a pitcher and he DHs on the side and hits 240, are you really going to be that mad?
No, I guess not. I guess he can't be.
So while we were talking about the combine, there was actually some other news. Colton Miller, tackle out of UCLA, set the broad jump record for offensive linemen ever. So congratulations to Colton Miller. Don't ask me what he jumped because I don't fucking know, but he set a record.
He set a record. Set some
So
kind of record.
draft night, when Colton Miller gets picked, you can be like, hey, that guy set a record. Impress all your friends with some knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. And I am up next here in the draft. Trevor Story just went. I'm taking old reliable here at second base.
Danny
Murph.
I like that. Guy hits 300 fucking every year.
Every year. I don't know
Slot
why
him in,
he's...
never worry
I actually
about
don't
him.
know why he's...
Shohei Ohtani didn't go yet.
Trevor Story. I said Trevor Story went.
I thought you said before Shohei Ohtani went.
No, he came
Oh,
up.
you just saw
I
that
see
he
him
came
I
up
seen
on
him
the
on
board?
draft
Okay,
board,
fair
yeah.
enough.
But I don't know why Daniel Murphy's ranks so low right now. I don't know if something happened to him in the offseason.
He's even got first base eligibility, and I mean, getting 2 position eligibilities is fantastic. It doesn't even matter what positions they are. I mean, unless it's first base DH.
Yeah.
But if it's 2 actual positions, that just adds to their value. All right, so we talked little Jays. We talked about the combine that just happened, and we talked Robert Quinn. Do you want to introduce some new topics? Or not some new topics. A new topic that we haven't broached before in the show. A little UFC action.
UFC action here. Tomorrow night, as I make my pick here, and I am going to take... Holy Christ.
Someone just took Mike Moustakas. Can I just say, why is this guy still a free agent?
I'm taking Edwin Diaz here.
Yeah?
Beef up that pen.
Yeah, fair enough. I like that. I like Edwin Diaz.
Yep. Anyways, so yeah, UFC 222 is tomorrow night. It's going to be an okay card. I mean, the main event is Cyborg versus, I believe, Kunitskaya. Kunitskaya. It's a title fight. Cyborg took this fight on fucking 3 weeks' notice. Without this fight on the card, this
It's not a card.
It's really not a card.
It's not going to be a UFC fight without this fight.
I mean, it should be an okay card now that Cyborg is on. Cyborg is a fucking pretty much a man. Like what she's been able to do in the UFC recently is unbelievable. It's going to be a good fight. I don't really know much about Kunitskaya, but it's going to be a decent fight. But the real fight is going to be the co-main, which is
Frankie Edgar and Brian Ortega.
Frankie Edgar and Ortega. That's going to be a good fight. Ortega's undefeated, so it's going to it should be a decent fight. Both those guys like to go on the ground a lot, so don't expect a stand-up fight by
don't expect a big boxing match.
Don't expect a big boxing match by any stretch of the imagination. But I think Ortega might. Frankie's getting pretty old. I mean, I love Frankie. I've been watching Frankie ever since I started watching the UFC. But Frankie's
legend of the sport.
But Ortega, he's fucking too good on the ground, man.
13-0.
13-0. Once you get him on the ground, seven of those 13 wins have been by submission. So I mean, this guy's a machine on the ground. He's gone the distance 4 times. He's only KO'd 2 people, but this guy likes to wear you down, likes to take you down, get the submissions. I mean, his last fight against Cub Swanson, Cub was taking it to him in the first round. He clearly won that round when I was watching, and he was clearly killing him in the second round. But by the end of the second round, Ortega took him down in a nasty guillotine choke, and he just
got the tap.
He got the tap out. I mean, I thought Cub was just gonna fucking fall asleep and just not tap out like most people do, but he ended up tapping, and it was a good fight it was one of the best fights of that card. That card was it was an okay card. I mean, Cub's a really good fighter.
That's why Ortega has this fight now.
That's why Ortega's got this fight now. I think this kid's gonna get a title shot eventually, obviously, but hopefully he wins, keeps this undefeated streak alive here. But I think it's gonna be a good fight. I mean, the Cyborg fight is gonna be. I have no idea what this Kunitskaya girl is all about. I think Cyborg's gonna take it to her like she does with everyone. She's pretty much. It's honestly like the fucking. You ever hear about that girl or that guy that went transgender and now
started wrestling, and she's like the national champion in wrestling?
National champion. That's like Cyborg, man. She's a fucking animal. I mean, her fucking name is Cyborg.
Yeah.
Like it's fucked up. It won't be the best card, but it'll be interesting.
What are you thinking for predictions here? I think I'm gonna go with Cyborg, obviously, and then actually I'm gonna go with Frankie. Just I think the experience he has, this guy's
Yeah.
13-0, comes in, like you said, Frankie's getting older. This guy's on a big hot streak. I mean, I don't know. I think in fighting, experience really does matter. This guy's been around for a long time. He's seen guys like Ortega. It's not like Frankie Edgar's a slouch on the ground.
Yeah.
And I think if Frankie can keep it standing up, I think he's got a really good chance in this one.
That's the key. The key to the fight for Frankie is to keep it
Standing up.
Keep it standing up.
Yeah.
Don't let Ortega take you to the ground. But I agree. I'm going to disagree with you on that featherweight fight. I'm going to agree with you. Cyborg is going to take it to Kunitskaya, even though Cyborg's on 3 weeks' notice here, and she took the fight.
See, that could be a thing.
That could be a
if
thing.
If we come back and Kunitskaya takes it to her and
Yeah.
beats her, I think that's why. I mean, as a challenger, I think you're always... I know that you're always preparing for that specific person,
Mm-hmm.
but I think she always had Cyborg in her mind, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think Cyborg is always having Kunitskaya
Yeah.
in her mind as a potential opponent in training like that.
See, the thing.
So maybe you see her pull up an
yeah.
upset.
The thing with Cyborg is, I mean, she's only had one loss, and it was her first fight. It wasn't even in the MMA. It was in a show fight.
Yeah.
But I mean, she doesn't really lose. The only way, because Cyborg is the champion, the only way that Kunitskaya is going to win is if she knocks her out, and Cyborg doesn't get knocked out.
I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen.
There's no. It's not like. It's very rare for a title fight to go the distance and the challenger win, because you can't
just give it to the
you
challenger
can't- yeah,
unless
you
it's
can't.
really, really
Yeah,
obvious.
exactly.
And even then,
the judges have to give it to the champion if it goes to
Yeah.
a decision. It's just the way the UFC works. But
Yep. I agree.
But yeah, I'm definitely going Ortega against Edgar. I think Brian's going to take him down. It's going to be a really good fight. I think it might go the distance. I can see this going the distance, and Ortega just edging him slightly. But I can also see Ortega submitting him in like late in like the second round, early third round.
So you're going Cyborg and Ortega?
Yeah.
I'm going Cyborg and Edgar.
Edgar, yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes tomorrow night. The other fights is O'Malley's versus Suckamuth. Two Americans going at it. The rest of these fights are pretty
Meh.
pretty
They're
bad.
the rest of the card.
The rest of the card is pretty bad. But yeah, the first two fights should be okay. I mean, without the Cyborg Kunitskaya fight,
That's a joke.
It's
it's not a
pretty
great
much-
card to begin
it's
with,
pretty much a joke.
but yeah.
We'll see how that goes tomorrow night. That is in Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow night, and we'll talk a little bit about that on Sunday's episode. So
Yeah, we'll talk about the what happened, and we'll give our reactions.
Yep.
But just to give you guys a quick update on our mock drafts here, we got into the UFC, didn't want to keep cutting us off. But on my side, I picked up some pitching help. I picked up, after Ozuna, I got my boy Shohei Ohtani that we were talking about. Going on some upside there. Oh, yeah, he's starting pitcher DH.
Yeah.
I would love to have that on the squad.
I forgot to make a pick there. It auto drafted Ender and Ciarte for me.
That's not terrible.
Not bad. But
OBP. I got Shohei Ohtani. I got Stroman, my boy. And I picked up Wade Davis. So I got Chapman, Ozuna, Wade Davis, Greinke, Robbie Ray, Ohtani, Stroman.
Oh, okay.
And then with my last
Stro
pick
show?
here, I got Carlos Santana.
Okay.
Just signed at the Phillies, got some power. So I got Posey, Santana.
I'm really hoping this guy I'm looking at right here is following me. I'm not sure why he isn't already gone. Why is Kyle Seager still here? Kyle Seager still kicks around here.
I was going to pick Kyle Seager, but I had Carlos Santana up there. He was rated a little
Plus
bit
he has,
higher.
like 800 third baseman.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. So, yeah. So that's those are my picks. Who did you take while we were talking a little UFC there?
I forgot to make a pick, so it auto drafted Ender and Ciarte.
Okay.
I don't know if it did. I don't think it did anyone.
What about
else.
the couple picks before then?
Fuck! It was Rugnet Odur. God
Oh no!
damn it!
Never want to take Rugnet
Fuck's sakes, and
Odur.
this guy took Kyle Seager.
Oh,
Fuck! The only bright spot of Rugnet Odur's career is knocking the hell out of Jose Bautista.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy though.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
Who am I? I'm gonna take. Obviously, I'm gonna take Lance McCullers Jr.
Yep. Fair enough. It looks like this year. It looks like the starters are a lot deeper than the position.
Yeah,
players.
I think so.
Well, not deeper. But every time I look at the board, you got all these position players that kind of blend together. Like, we're in the 13th round here. We got, like, Adrian Beltres at the top of the board, Manuel Margot, Nomar Mazara, Josh Bell, Brett Gardner, Greg Bird. It's kind of like no really huge impact sticks. I mean...
Oh, I got my... Oh, no!
But then
I was literally just looking at him. My boy Javi just
went, eh? Yeah.
Hey, look, there's Mike, your boy, dropping down to 138 here.
Miguel Cabrera is ranked 138. That is the highest I've seen Miguel Cabrera ever been ranked in a draft.
Lowest, you mean? Lowest you've seen him ranked? End of the
spectrum. The wording.
The wording.
But
the way you look
at it.
That is
the shittiest ranking I've ever seen for Miguel Cabrera.
That's fucked, eh?
That's going to be a steal for somebody at the... well, it's not going to be a steal. It's going to be Mike's in the 5th round. But
yeah, it's going to be Mike in the 2nd round, but, I mean, we'll see what happens there. Okay, I'm on the clock here. I have actually no idea who I'm going to take here. See, my pitchers are Kershaw, Syndergaard, Quintana, and McCullers. I don't really need a starter. I have 2 relievers. Might as well get someone on...
Yeah, I picked up my 3 relievers.
You know what? I'm going to fucking do it. I'm taking Miggy.
Miggy? Yeah, he was in my queue too.
I'm going to take Miggy.
I think he's the biggest impact stick left. I like Jake Lamb. I mean, even though he's a third baseman, I'll put him at DH if I have to.
Yeah, Jake Lamb.
I have 1 outfielder. I should really pick up some outfielders.
I have 4 outfielders. I have Springer, Marte, McCutcheon, and Inciarte.
Like, I'm going to have to make a need pick here and take, like, Nomar Mazara.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was the UFC.
Yeah, so we talked about the UFC. Let's talk about some Golden State Warriors. Let's talk some NBA in this podcast.
It's a little segment here, a little Who's Back segment.
Let's hear you try to defend Zaza Pachulia jumping all over Russell Westbrook's legs. Let's hear it. Come on.
I can't justify and I can't defend Zaza in this situation for jumping.
You can't ever justify or defend Zaza. He's a fucking goon.
No. I can justify Zaza for the Kawhi Leonard incident, but I can't justify him for the Russell Westbrook incident. Footage clearly
Nick Young fell on him, and then Zaza looked at him, looked at him, and then fell over with nothing. Like, nobody pushed him.
I don't understand the beef with Zaza Pachulia. The guy was trying to block a shot from Kawhi Leonard, and he came down and landed on Kawhi's ankle. It's not like he was looking at the ball the whole time. It's not like Zaza was fucking eyeing down Kawhi's ankle.
Yeah, I think he jumped and then kind of made an extra little step and fucking stepped on him.
I don't think that happened. But I can't.
I think you're wrong.
I can't justify, like, obviously, good old Zazie was Pachuskos.
That guy's just a piece of shit.
Pachulia definitely was intentionally trying to hurt Russell Westbrook, but I don't. The whole thing last year with Kawhi Leonard, I don't think. Obviously, it's okay that he did. I mean, you can't really complain about that, but I don't think he did it on purpose.
Man, I have some fucking shitty picks. I need a second baseman or an outfielder, and all of these are terrible.
Yeah, like right now,
they're so
bad.
Fuck, I really don't know. I'm gonna have to take Jake Lamb to DH. I'm gonna have to take Jake Lamb to DH.
Second baseman. Why don't you take Ozzy Albies or whatever the fuck his name is from a little prospect from the Braves there? His name's Ozzy.
I'm not fucking taking a prospect from the Braves. 150. No! Why is some random prospect ranked 154? He played
the end of last year. He was pretty bad.
Like, fuck that. No.
What did he do last year? Let's see what his stats were last year. Actually, well, weren't too bad in the end there. 286, 6 homers, 28 RBIs, 8 stolen bases. It's pretty not bad.
Yeah.
Not a power bat.
I mean, he's a sleeper.
Yeah.
I mean, not really a sleeper, a 154, but I don't know. I mean, Jason Kipnis is 215. I like Jason Kipnis more than this guy.
Kip sauce. Little fucking, that weird ass fucking batting stance he does. Fuck, that pisses me off.
You know what pisses me off? Zaza Pachulia still being in the NBA. Can I just say, like, this guy has to be the biggest piece of shit in the NBA. Oh, he's a piece of shit.
The biggest piece of shit in the NBA is LeBron James.
No. Don't bring LeGoat into this. Zaza Pachulia shouldn't even play, first of all, because JaVale McGee's better than him. He's a fucking goon. That's all he does. The
Zaza
only
Pachulia was
thing,
5th in All-Star voting last year. The guy's a man.
That's pathetic. The only thing Zaza Pachulia can do on an NBA court is box somebody out. That's it, because he's a fucking huge asshole.
Oh, man, I think that's fucking hilarious.
Like, he smells like cat piss. That's what he looks like.
You've gotten so close to him that you
He
smell.
looks like he smells like cat piss.
He looks like he smells like. You know who looks like he smells like fucking cat piss? Completely unrelated to sports.
Okay.
Post Malone looks like he smells like. Post Malone looks like
love Post Malone, but he looks like he stinks.
He looks like he hasn't showered in, honest to God, since World War II.
Were you gonna say World War IV there?
Yeah, I was.
Well, he hasn't showered since 29,000 years in the future.
But a little talk about Post Malone here. How about that album that's coming out? That's gonna be a fucking banger.
It is gonna be a banger. Psycho, wild song.
Wild song already.
Fuck, he puts out Rockstar like 4 or 5 months ago. It's like
I was
banger,
yeah,
and then he waits 4 or 5 months to put out Psycho. Like, just hit us with your album, man.
I was looking at the fuck am I taking here? Anyways, John Gray. I can't trust any starting pitcher that ever plays in Colorado, no matter how good you're supposed to be.
Yeah, really.
Okay, I like this pick right here. A little sleeper. Risk it to get the biscuit here. A little Yuli Gurriel action.
Yuli Gurriel. I like Yuli. I like his brother, prospect on the Jays.
Lourdes
Gurriel. Yes.
Gurriel.
I think he's going to be pretty decent.
As I was saying about Post Malone earlier, they just came out with the features that are going to be on his album.
Oh, did they?
They came out with like who's going to be on it. I think obviously Ty Dolla $ign because of the Psycho song. Or
21 Savage,
21
obviously.
Savage is in there.
I'm hoping for a second 21
Yeah.
Post Malone collab on that
Yeah.
album because they are going on tour together.
Yeah,
And it kind of seems like there would be.
the biggest one that I seen on there, John Mayer.
John Mayer.
John Mayer
That's
is going to be
interesting.
John Mayer is going to be on his album, and I haven't even listened to the album. It hasn't even come out yet, and
No.
I'm already crying.
Yeah.
My heart is already
You
broken.
think you were crying on Valentine's Day?
I mean, when I listened to I Fall Apart on the Stoney album, that was like literally the soundtrack
Soundtrack to my life.
of my life. That was literally the song of my life. It just resembled me so much. I can't even imagine what the fuck this song's gonna be like. It's gonna be
something to
outrageous.
Okay. It's gonna be something to listen to your girlfriend, not for us.
Yeah,
it's gonna
exactly.
be for other people.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a slow dance.
that's
song.
gonna be your
your marriage proposal.
your wedding
right there.
song or whatever
Yeah.
it's gonna be called.
All right, I'm back on the clock here. I just took Ian Kinsler to fill that second base spot. There's a couple second basemen. Not sleepers, but they were ranked pretty low. I mean, I could have taken Kipnis too, but I like Ian Kinsler. Right here, I'm going to take Josh Reddick. I don't love Houston's outfield and the playing time that goes on there, but I need an outfielder. He's the best ranked one left. I mean, my outfielder's not great. I have Christian Yelich, Conforto, and Reddick.
Yeah.
But I think it's harder to find, or it's easier to find outfielders in free agency because there's so many.
Yeah.
Than it is to find, say, a catcher or a second baseman.
Yeah, that's true. You
Or
can't
shortstop.
Which is what I need. I haven't fucking got a catcher yet. Holy Christ, the ball, Huey. I'm on one pretty close here.
That always happens. I mean, regardless of how you draft, there's going to be a position that you fill late because
Yeah.
you can't fill every position early.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, guys end up having holes at second base, shortstop,
Yeah.
catcher, stuff
I
like
can't
that.
even remember who my fucking catcher was last year, man. I think I had Yachty for a little bit.
You had Yachty for a
I
while.
had Yachty for a while, and then I picked up Yasmani Grandal. That's who I had.
I had Wilson Contreras. Fucking love that guy.
That's a fucking good pick.
Yeah.
I knew I had Yachty for a bit. Then I picked up Grandal. I don't know who dropped Grandal. That's a bad drop for someone, but I had Grandal. I had a backup one too. I can't remember who it was, but
I had Russ for a little bit. Like, there was all kinds of waiver moves. So
that's who my other one. I picked up Russ because he was dropped so much, and then he started picking it up a little bit
he
later.
started picking it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Russ isn't a terrible fantasy catcher. I mean, he's nowhere near
Yeah.
great, but he's probably top 20.
Yeah.
And I mean, as a backup catcher, could do worse.
You could do worse, yeah. I was going to pick Salazar here, but he had a pretty shit year last year. I'm going with another San Fran hopeful,
Evan?
Longoria.
Yeah, a couple veterans they bring into San Francisco. What do you think San Francisco's prospects are this year being in that division? I mean, they're probably in the toughest division in baseball.
They're in the toughest division of baseball.
I mean, even the Padres just picked up Eric Hosmer.
Yeah, I know, eh?
So they pick up a couple veterans. Mad Bum comes back. I mean, those are three big additions, but
I think we were talking about this in one of our other episodes, but where we expected them to go, I'm going to make a pick here. It's going to be good old Michael Fulmer I'm taking here. Shout out Mike and Matt. Michael Fulms. Did I pick too many fucking pitchers? I think I might. No, I didn't. Anyways, what were we just talking about?
the Giants.
Giants. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Dodgers are your 1 seed, right?
Gotta be.
Dodgers are your 1 seed.
At least you'd think.
Dodgers are your 1 seed, and I still think the Diamondbacks, and even with losing JD, I think the Diamondbacks and Rockies are still ahead of the Giants. I think Giants.
The Diamondbacks didn't even have JD Martinez for the first half of last season, and they were a fantastic team.
They were so good, right? So I think the Giants are coming fourth in that division, and Padres are fifth. So I don't think they'll have enough. Even if
was it 2018 even year?
Hey,
World Series champion, San Francisco Giants.
It's an even year, so you never know with the Giants. And I don't know. I think they got a good team. It really all depends on what Mad Bum does, really. He has to stay healthy. He needs to stay healthy.
I'm going to add to my rotation here. Go Jeff Samardzija. Don't love him, but he's probably the best pitcher left on the board. I like him better than Lance Lynn and Drew Pomeranz. So.
Sure. What about Taijuan Walker? You don't like Taijuan Walker in Arizona?
No.
Just no? Okay. No. Just no.
No. All right.
There's my fucking boy. Schwab's.
Kyle Schwab.
Schwab's
is like in the 200s.
Holy Christ.
He was terrible last year.
Yeah, I know.
I had him on my bench. He was terrible all year. I don't know why.
I don't know why I love Schwarber so much. Just the name.
It's just that swing.
Just a swing.
He fucking crushes balls when he makes
contact with the ball. Holy fuck, that thing's going far, man.
I know. So the last topic we have here written down is Mike Fisher's return to Smashville
coming out of retirement.
What do you think the expectations are on him for the rest of the season? Is he going to be top 4 lines? Is he going to play? What do you think?
Nashville was already a Stanley Cup favorite in the West.
Yep.
And they didn't add him, but this guy came out of retirement to play for their team. That's a good addition. I mean, he played last year, right? I think he played last year. He announced his retirement after that year. Hasn't played the first part of the season, but good leadership qualities in the locker room.
Yep.
Guy's been there. He
knows all the guys.
He's like,
there's no chemistry that you got to work in there.
Exactly. And like, it's not like he's a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. It just really adds. It's like they just picked him up at the trade deadline.
Like he came back from an injury or something.
He came back from the injury, or they just picked him up again in trade deadline, and they just added a veteran piece. I think that's a bright spot for the Preds. I mean, I know he hasn't played all year, so it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back. It might take him a little bit to get back to what he needs to be.
You got to work back into game shape.
But I think it's really good for the Preds. I mean, I don't think that it makes them that much better, but I think it still puts them ahead of everyone else in the Western Conference.
Yeah, it doesn't move the needle an incredible amount, but it definitely moves it slightly.
It moves it,
and that's all you're looking for, really. I mean, if you're going to pick up a guy and he makes you better, even slightly, you might as well do it.
Okay, so I think...
And you bring his wife back. So
exactly.
All the boys are fired up in the locker room. All the boys are
fired up in the locker room. The guys in the press boxes are fucking fired up. Shit, my catcher is going to pick Wentz. God damn it, JT Realmuto is gone.
Oh, these are actually pretty good.
Country's Morales. Anyways, but I have no idea who I'm going to pick here.
Yeah, we're into round 19 here.
Oh shit.
Max Kepler's the highest ranked player left.
Shit, it's
not great. We're looking for sleepers at this point.
My auto pick just fucking took him. Anyways, I wanted to take Odubel Herrera.
Yeah, fair enough.
I need to get a fucking catcher. Anyways, but yeah, I think the boy, like, everyone's gonna be fired. I think the biggest part of of this guy coming back is not Mike Fisher coming back, but Carrie Underwood making her appearance back at Bridgestone Arena there.
I know I'll be watching the Nashville playoff games to see if I can catch a glimpse.
I think what they need to do is just pan across the crowd and go to the press box where Carrie's in.
Just show her reaction to the game, and we won't even have to watch the game.
The only thing the one big thing I miss about NFL Sundays, or in like Thursday Night Football, Monday Night Football,
her singing those songs.
His Carrie Underwood singing those songs. It's Friday Night Football. Like, fuck. I would do.
You'd take her to Smashville.
I would take her to Smashville for sure, and I would sip her bathwater with the tiniest little crazy straw you'd ever see.
Well, through a Twizzler.
Through an old, just a Twizzler that came out of my ass. I would stick that in the bathwater.
Why would you have a Twizzler? Why would you just get a clean one? Why would you stick it in your ass and then use it?
Wow, that's
That's what I'm saying. Okay,
the extent I would go to,
just to drink Carrie Underwood's
just to drink Carrie. I'm on the clock again. God damn it, Sterling Castro. Sure, join the
motherfucker.
Join the team.
Fuck you.
That's
who I was gonna take.
I still don't have a catcher.
That's
the catcher's gonna be my last pick. Yachty's still kicking. He's old as shit.
Yachty is still kicking. Would you be mad if I took Yachty?
Yeah, I would probably be very upset. Yeah, but yeah, I think Mike Fisher, good addition to the Preds. Definitely going to beef up their playoff run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quick little update on the Raptors-Wizards game.
Hey, they pulled ahead.
Pulled ahead, finally. Wow.
65-63, the Raptors.
5 minutes left in the third.
Sorry for not updating you, but it's kind of been on commercials. We've kind of been talking about some stuff.
Kind of got a little sidetracked.
Exactly.
The Polish Hammer.
All right, I got some guys in my queue here. I'm going to go see what the box score is for this Raptors game here. We'll give you guys a quick little update on the stats, see who's playing well.
Sure.
We ran through everything we wanted to talk about here. We're just going to finish up our mock draft, let you guys know how that ended up.
I still need a catcher.
Yeah, still needs a catcher.
I still need a catcher just as much as Josh Allen is very fucking tall.
The same
ratio. I'm in need of a catcher just as same as whoever takes Josh Allen's in need as a tall quarterback to look over those offensive linemen and get that ball off.
Yeah, exactly. So the Toronto Raptors in the first quarter, they get outscored 27-19. Obviously, not good.
Not great.
But in the second quarter, they come out on fire. They outscore them 32-20. So at the half, just some quick math here, they were up 4 points at the half. And they are up 2 right now. Looks like your leading scorer is DeMar DeRozan. Shocker. 16 points, no rebounds, no assists. Looks like me in my career games. Kyle Lowry with 9, 5, and 4, filling up the stat sheet. Jonas with 11 and 4. The big man's really scoring today in 16 minutes. Gotta love that. And Ibaka's chipping in with 7, but he is 2 of 7 shooting, 0 of 3 from 3. Jonas, 1 of 1 from 3.
Hey.
Guy's a fucking sniper.
I'm not a fucking stone. Oh my god, he's not a sniper, man.
Yes, he is. He's shooting like 480 from 3 this year. I swear to God. Fred VanVleet with 7. So they're mixing it in as they usually do.
A couple more things to talk about here. I mean, we're just under an hour here. So we can talk a little bit more for you guys.
We keep going here.
We'll talk a little bit more for you guys. If you had, and I know I'm going to get pissed off when you say it. I hope you don't say it.
Okay.
Who are your top 5 point guards in the league right now?
In order?
In order.
I took Yachty, by the way.
Did you take Yachty?
Yeah, I had him in my queue.
Shit.
Yeah, it auto-picked Yachty, and it auto-picked Julio Teheran
That's
for me.
not... My other catcher last year wasn't Russ. It was McCann. Brian McCann. I have McCann.
Brian McCann's pretty decent.
He gets the job done.
Yeah,
he doesn't
absolutely.
play a lot because of...
Lefty splits and everything else.
Shit.
Yeah.
You can't hit a lefty if his fucking life depended on it. But
So top 5 point guards in the NBA. Number 1, I think I still have to go Steph Curry. I think if I'm starting my team, I'm going Steph. I mean, obviously number 2 is Russ, and there's the big debate, Steph or Russ. I think Steph's proven he knows how to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a lot of value into that. Like, I'm a Tom Brady guy here.
Yeah.
Russ has never won anything. The guy's, I mean, this year he's showing he can be a little bit less of a ball hog, but it's not like he's constantly swinging the ball. I mean, guys say, he averages 10 assists, he's got to be passing it. But he's not in the offense. He's not swinging it out to his, you know what I mean, on the wing and letting those guys do his thing. He's ISO, he's dribbling the ball, and those assists are kicking out to shooters or dumping them off to bigs.
Yeah.
And he's the only one, he's touching the ball for 23 seconds of the shot clock.
Mm-hmm.
So, as great as Russ, and I love Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Probably the best athlete in the NBA, pound for pound.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely a better defender than Steph Curry. A much better rebounder than Steph Curry.
Yeah. He's the best rebounding guard we've ever seen in the NBA.
Absolutely. But Steph knows how to win. He's got that leadership quality. Obviously, best shooter ever. In the NBA today, I want shooters.
Yeah, exactly.
I need guys to space the floor.
Mm-hmm.
He's a better passer. He doesn't average as many assists as Russ, but he is a much better passer.
There's so much ball to go around.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just dominate the ball and get 10 assists when you play in Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a much better team player. He knows how to play in a team's offense. He knows how to share the rock with Kevin Durant that Russ could never do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a Steph Curry guy. I obviously know you're a Steph Curry guy.
Yeah.
But I like Steph first, then Westbrook. Number 3, my gut wants to say Dame.
Yeah, eh?
I'm sure I'm not thinking of somebody really important.
Mm-hmm.
My gut wants to say Dame Lillard at 3. He's probably the closest thing you have to a Steph Curry shooting the ball. Pull-up threes, transition threes, coming off screens, playing the pick and roll. I mean, he's just a phenomenal offensive player.
Yeah.
There's not really any holes in his game you can exploit.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a good defender, but when you do as much as he does on the offensive end, it's kind of hard to be a great defender.
Yeah.
So I go Dame at 3. It's hard for me to take Chris Paul out of the top 5. As much as he's getting up there,
Yeah.
he's such a good defender still.
Yeah.
And the way he's playing on Houston, I really value guys who can play next to other stars, because when you're building a team in the NBA, you need those multiple guys to win you a championship.
Yeah.
So I don't want a Russell Westbrook who hogs the ball. I want a guy who can play in the offense and is willing to pass. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chris Paul's still a great defensive player, still a great offensive player.
I think he's one of the best, probably one of the best passers we've ever seen.
Yeah, great passer.
Out of that.
I mean, if James Harden wasn't on that team, he'd be averaging 10 assists. Obviously, Harden is, so he's not.
Yeah.
But I love Chris Paul, veteran leadership. I mean, he hasn't really won anything either, and neither has Damian Lillard, but there's not a lot of point guards that lead their teams to NBA titles.
Right.
It's usually the wing players, big guys, right, who can take a beating and can keep going back to the rim in a 7-game series, game after game after game.
Right.
But number 5 here at point guard, if you don't consider LeBron and Ben Simmons point guards.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
But I know I'm missing somebody, and I'm just drawing a blank here. Okay, how about those are my top 4 right now. I'm going to go Steph, Westbrook, Dame, and Paul.
Okay.
Let's hear your top 5.
My top 5, Steph's my boy, but I'm taking Russ at 1.
Oh, really?
I'm taking Westbrook. I think Russ is just way too athletic, man. Like, the guy throws down. It's unbelievable what this guy does.
He is the most athletic player in the NBA.
Like,
he attacks the rim like no other.
He attacks the rim like no one else. Like, he's fearless going in the paint. He's the best, like you said. He's the best rebounding guard in the NBA, probably NBA history. Rebounding guard, point guard, anyways. This guy is unbelievable. Average triple double, right? So you can't. I understand that Steph, like, he's been there before, but like he's won a championship. He knows how to win.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only win you can really credit him for is the first win without KD, like when it was just him, Clay, and Draymond. Like, that was when he won MVP that year.
Yeah.
KD helped him a lot in last year.
Oh yeah, obviously.
KD helped him a lot last year, but I would go Russ, Steph for sure, number 2.
2 guys that I did forget about just while you're going with the top 5, John Wall and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Those are the guys I forgot about. I'm going to put Kyrie at 5. John Wall's been hurt this year, so I don't... When healthy, I still kind of like my top 5 better than John Wall. He can't shoot. He's a great passer. He's one of the best passers in the NBA, and he's a great athlete. Mm-hmm. But he can't shoot, and the rest of these guys can. And shooting's a big deal for me. Mm-hmm. I just think when you're a point guard and you want to win, you got to be able to, one, play off ball. Because if you have other stars around you, you can't be that ball dominant. Mm-hmm. And you got to be able to shoot if you can play off ball.
Yeah.
So I'm putting Kyrie at 5. Kyrie Irving's fantastic. He's probably the best isolation player besides James Harden, in the NBA. Mm-hmm. He's a fantastic finisher and shooter. I think what puts him... I like Damian Lillard better as an offensive player than Kyrie. Just 1v1. I know Kyrie has won a title.
Yeah.
And obviously I just said that I care about winning. He never would have won a title without LeBron, so I kind of... Steph, like you said, won a title being the best player on his team.
Yeah.
I really value that. I put Kyrie at 5 behind Dame because I think Dame's better offensively. Mm-hmm. And then I put him behind Chris Paul because I think Chris Paul is a much better defender. He's not quite the offensive player Kyrie is, obviously, but he's still a good shooter. They probably shoot about this. I'd say their 3-point shooting is about on par. Mm-hmm. And Chris Paul's a much better defender and leader, I would say. So I think my top 5 is Steph, Westbrook, Dame, Chris Paul, and Kyrie, with John Wall being
hovering around the 5 spot.
The 6. I mean, if you want me to go 7, like after that, Kyle Lowry.
I knew that. I was waiting for that.
So
I was really hoping you weren't going to put him in the top 5.
No. I mean, before this year, you didn't even have an argument there, really, because of how deep the point guard position is in the NBA.
Yeah.
But his all-around game plays really well. I mean, he's not amazing at one thing, but, well, this year he's a great shooter.
Yeah.
But he's a good shooter, good defender, good passer.
Just not a great shooter in the 3-point contest.
No, he's terrible in the 3-point contest, but in actual games, he's a good shooter.
Yeah.
But that's my top 5.
Okay. That's it's a good top 5.
Yeah.
So I got Westbrook at 1. I got Steph at 2. At 3, I'm going John Wall.
Okay, even though he's been hurt this year? You're just going overall talent?
Overall talent.
Okay.
At 3, I'm going John Wall. I mean, this guy, he can score, he can drive the hoop.
Yep.
He averages over 10 assists,
yep.
even with a shitty, well, not really a shitty team in Washington, but
it's above average, but it's no collection of elite talent.
And this guy's an unbelievable defender.
Yeah, he is a good defender.
This guy averaged two steals last year. He's a good defender.
Yep.
Almost, I wouldn't say he's a better defender than Chris Paul, but he's decently close.
He's probably more athletic than Chris Paul.
I
think Chris Paul is more fundamentally sound on defense, moving his feet, knowing where to be. But John Wall's definitely more explosive and picking off passes, blocking shots. He's definitely a lot better.
I would definitely have to go Chris Paul. Chris Paul is my 4.
Okay.
Wait, no. No, he's not. Chris Paul is not my 4.
No.
Kyrie's my 4.
Okay.
Kyrie's my 4, just because this guy is, honest to God, in the last couple of years, besides Michael Jordan, obviously, he's the most clutch player I've ever seen in the NBA.
Yeah.
This guy can get it done when it needs to be done. I mean, obviously, you've seen it, what he did to the Warriors in 2016 or whatever it was.
I mean, without that shot, we're not talking about Steph's a three-peat. So it's like, there's no way he's not the best.
Yeah, exactly. I think Kyrie is just his hand, like he has one of the best handles in the league.
Yep.
He can score at will. It seems like he's the most clutch player I've ever seen in the NBA. I gotta go Kyrie at 4, and then I'll slide in Chris Paul at number 5.
Disrespecting Damian Lillard,
I'm disrespecting Dame's up there. I think Dame is.
You put Dame 6th?
I'm putting Dame 6 for sure.
That's a pretty big discrepancy between us. I put Dame at 3. You put Dame at 6.
Yeah.
I think people will more agree with yours.
Yeah.
Because I kind of look at the NBA as not their overall numbers, but their skill set, and how, if I was building a team, how I would want my players to play at a certain position.
Right, yeah.
Like, if I'm building a team, I want my point guard to, one, be a really good passer, be a really good shooter, and be a good team player, and then obviously be a good defender, and be able to drive the hoop. But
see, I put being able to drive the hoop and doing all that. I put that
before the shooting and stuff like that.
And shit like that. Yeah. Obviously, number 1, you want your point guard to be able to handle the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be number 1. But more than shooting, I want my point guard to be able to drive the hoop. I want him to be able to make that point guard the center be very aware that at any point you're gonna have to have help defense coming off, and then that opens up so much opportunity for your center to get open.
Not even the center. The defense is collapsing on the wings, wide open shooters.
If you have a good and then that's when you want your shooting guard to, like Klay Thompson. If you have if Klay Thompson and Russ Westbrook, or like John Wall, if not Westbrook's not a great passer, and
but John Wall, Chris Paul, someone like that.
If you have John Wall driving the lane, and then that forces everyone to come down, and John Wall can kick it out to Klay Thompson.
Yeah,
Klay's dropping fucking 30+ every night.
Game. Yeah,
and then John Wall's getting like 15 assists. Like, it's gonna be, it would be fucked.
That would.
But yeah, I think.
See, if I'm building a team, I want my point guard to be,
shoot first, pass first, but be able to shoot the fucking
be able to shoot the basketball. Ideally, in today's NBA, for me, if I'm building a team, I want 1 through 5 shooting the ball. I want 1 through 5 shooting the 3, at least 1 through 4. Being able to spot up and shoot.
Yeah.
Just because of the spacing. I would want, if I was building an NBA team, I would want a 3-point shooter and a defender, a point guard. I would literally want 3-point shooters and defenders everywhere, and then I would want my center to be around the basket, 4 out, 1 in.
Yeah.
I would want like a DeAndre Jordan, like a Dwight Howard in his prime kind of guy who could just sit there, defend the paint. Everybody else can defend the perimeter. This guy can swat the shots, do the offensive boards.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people are like, oh, you need a center that can you need a center that can score. You don't really need a center that can score. I think the main thing I look about for a center is someone who can defend the paint and rebound and kick it out to your guards.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he scores like 12 points, 13 points a game, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, you don't want an Andrea Bargnani out there who can't defend a rebound, and then all you do is shoot at threes.
Exactly.
Like, it's not what you need your center out there to do.
That's why I like Clint Capella so much in Houston. I think he's a really good center. Yeah. I mean, obviously Anthony Davis can do the things we're talking about and drop fucking 50 points a night.
Yeah. I think Anthony Davis is the third best player in the NBA.
I think Anthony
behind
Davis,
LeBron and Kevin Durant.
I think Anthony Davis is slowly creeping up on your 2018 MVP.
I don't know if he can take it from James, but I mean, James Harden, not LeBron James.
Yeah.
But if he keeps fucking putting up 40, 50-point games with 5 blocks and 15 rebounds, I'm going to
read off some of the stats you sent to me earlier. We'll read them off, and you guys are going to be fucked once you hear these fucking stats here.
Anthony Davis has been on an absolute goddamn tear as of late.
We can just say that, but let's see what is. You sent me this before, right? On Twitter, I believe you did.
Yeah, I believe I did. I think it went like he had 53, 45, 40, 38, 45.
It's something outrageous.
He had some ridiculous numbers. But, it's going to be tough for them in the MVP voting if Anthony Davis keeps tearing it up.
I know. It's going to be... I love... Anthony Davis is like one of my favorite players in the NBA that don't play for the.
You have an Anthony Davis jersey.
I do have an Anthony Davis jersey. I love the unibrow. I mean, he could fix his teeth a little bit.
He can shave the fucking unibrow. I don't know why he even still has it. It's not like he sells merchandise. Like, I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But like, just fucking shave the thing. You're so good. You don't need a fucking unibrow to be like, oh look, this is my brand. Like James Harden's beard. Yeah. Like, just look like a normal fucking human being. How about?
Okay, I got a stats here. The player of the month is locked up for him.
I think he already won it.
Did he already win it? Yeah, obviously. Okay, so he had one night he had 53 points, 17 rebounds, 5 blocks. Next night, 45 points, 17 rebounds, 5 blocks, 5 steals.
Oh, great.
That's a fucking 4x5. That's a
quadruple double if he gets to 10 blocks and steals.
But it's still messed up. And then after that, he does 44 points, 17 rebounds again, 3 blocks. 43 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals. 42 points, 15 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks. 38 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. 38 points, 9 rebounds, 2 steals. This guy's in the last, 7 games, hasn't gotten less than 38 points.
And like what? How many rebounds? Like 10?
9?
Lowest
was 9, but then it was 17, 17, 17, 15, 10, 10, 9. That's still like, you're still averaging like fucking 13 rebounds, 12 rebounds a fucking night.
And we talk
to
about
go around with 40 fucking plus points.
And we talk about basketball, and we talk about how elite offensive players kind of take defense off. Anthony Davis doesn't take defense off.
Anthony Davis does not take defense.
Anthony Davis, honestly, might win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year.
And that would be...
That's fucked up.
That never would have happened. That's never happened in the NBA
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Well, Jordan won a Defensive Player of the Year once. So I don't know if he won MVP that year. He could have
won MVP that
Maybe.
year. By all, like
LeBron probably deserved MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, in his prime.
Yeah.
But Anthony Davis is disgusting.
Moral of the story is Anthony Davis is fucking gross.
So final update on the mock draft here. We did finish it. Unfortunately, I can't see my team, but the last couple picks were kind of whatever.
Kind of meh. I mean, I'll...
So you can pull up your team here. So basically, for anybody who's listening for fantasy baseball, if you're in a head-to-head league, I would say target some closers. There's not a lot of elite closers. If you can get 3 of the top 10, you're probably laughing. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you have 7 or 5 starters and they all pitch like 1.5 times on average a week, because they're going to pitch one sometimes, they're going to pitch two sometimes.
Yeah.
You're only going to have at max 8 or 9, 10 chances for a win.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have 3-4 elite relievers out there that pitch 3-4 times a week,
you're racking up saves.
Yeah, and you're not, if you're picking those elite guys when Joe Blow out there is running out the closer for
fucking
who knows who,
the Angels or whatever,
the Orioles or Tampa Bay or someone who's going to be terrible, and he gets blown up and gets him negative 10 points, you're sitting over here getting 20, 25 points from your relievers in one day, you're laughing. And I mean, starters are the same thing. They're volatile. They can get negative points easy. When you pick guys like Craig Kimbrell and Roberto Ozuna and Kenley Jansen, you kind of know what you're going to get. You know you're not going to get those big negatives.
I don't think you need 3 primal. You don't have to
jump
on
3.
You don't have to jump on that train of picking relievers early, but I would like, in the way I'm going to, I can't really say this, I guess I'm going to fucking steal my strategy. The way I would like to do it is have at least 2 really solid relievers, guys that can go in there every night, and that the close is imminent unless they completely fucking blow it, like Kimbrel and whatnot. But if
you're active on the waiver wire, there's always 4 or 5 closers throughout the year that either take jobs or someone gets hurt and they get in there, or they just pitch their way into a job.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you can come out of the draft, I would say come out of the draft with at least 1 elite option. You would need at least one elite option.
At least one elite option. At least one of Kimbrel, Chapman, whatever.
Yeah, somebody that's in the top 10. Yeah. If you have 10 guys, don't let somebody get 3 closers before you get 1. But if you have 1, ideally you'd want 2 or 3. Don't fret. You always got the waiver wire to pick guys up.
Yeah.
It looks like this year the young talent in baseball has really improved. Our camera just died. This is going up on YouTube. First time ever you're going to see our ugly mugs.
Our ugly fucking mugs on there. But
the camera just died, so it looks like the last little bit of our episode here is going to be without the faces.
Yeah, we're going to cut it off pretty soon anyway.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to discuss here?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything we wanted to today. I mean, so.
All right. So mock draft. I think my team's better than Osborne's, but
no, there's no way.
But the pitching looks really deep this year.
Yeah.
The sticks look really deep. I mean, Miguel Cabrera is 150. Jason Kipnis, Ian Kinsler are guys you can get in the 200s.
Yeah.
So if you're looking,
what a time to be alive if you're a baseball fan, man.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Baseball is slowly getting the prospects that are coming up, man. Like, they're so good. Like, baseball is so fun to watch now, like, compared to what it was.
Oh yeah, before. Absolutely. And I think we're seeing now, and we're only going to see this more and more, how we talk about how much better athletes are these days compared to back in the day because of all the technology.
That's exactly why we
every year in every sport we're seeing how many teams in the NFL actually need a quarterback. 6 out of 30 teams actually need a quarterback, and there's 5 excellent quarterbacks coming out.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like the NFL's stocked with young talent. You want to talk young talent? The NBA, holy fuck. Like, I'm not even going to name them off, but like Kristaps Porzingis, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
And you can't, and again...
Like, who are the old people in the NBA now? LeBron James?
Yeah. Those are the old goats there.
I mean, the MLB, Mike Trout, Bryce Harper are the best players. They're like 25.
And they're considered the old, kind of the old guy.
Yeah,
like,
and the best player in hockey is Connor McDavid.
Yeah, exactly. And
so, I think in our lifetime...
He's fucking 2 years younger than us.
Like, yeah, exactly.
A kid that's 2 years younger than us is playing in the NHL, captain of the Edmonton Oilers, and we sit at home struggling to open a fucking bag of chips without going into cardiac arrest.
Walk up the stairs,
and we're like, oh fuck, this guy had a brutal day.
Yeah.
As I just finished my 3rd bag of chips for the night.
Yeah, exactly.
And this kid's fucking doing that. But yeah, that's why I think you can't when you're doing the LeBron Michael debate. It's so hard to do it with the different eras.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
I think we're just going to see athletes get better and better. I mean,
I don't think
there are going to be records that never get broken. Like, I don't know how likely it is that someone break Barry Bonds' record.
No.
Just because we see how good the pitching is now.
Yeah, exactly. I think all 4 major sports have a GOAT in each league, right?
Yeah.
You can make a debate for it. I think LeBron or Michael, whoever it is going to get passed eventually, I think.
I mean, it's Jordan at this point, like right now.
But I think eventually, in the future, someone will pass LeBron or Michael.
Yeah.
It's going to be inevitable. Someone is going to pass whoever the GOAT. I think the GOAT of baseball is Ken Griffey. I think Ken Griffey had it all. I mean, you can make a case for like Babe Ruth or fucking whatever. It's really hard to decide.
Baseball's probably the hardest one to say.
Yeah.
I think it's hard. The problem with baseball is the steroid era.
Yeah, exactly.
And how many asterisks the sport puts on their own players. If there was no asterisks, Barry Bonds is by far the best baseball player ever. It's not even close.
It's not even close. That's why I put Ken Griffey, because he's never been in trouble with it.
That's fair.
Obviously hockey, and this is what I'm trying to go. This is where I'm trying to go with it. I'll leave hockey for last, but the other sport I didn't mention was football. Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna come in.
Joe. Someone's gonna say Joe Montana, but
Tom Brady
got way better numbers.
Tom Brady, Joe Montana. Someone's gonna come in and beat those guys' records.
I don't know if anybody's gonna come in and win more than 5 Super Bowls.
I don't know. You never know. I think there's a debate for it. I think where I'm going with this, the hockey's Wayne Gretzky. Yeah. I don't think anyone will ever come to being as close.
I don't think anybody will touch Wayne Gretzky's numbers either.
No one's going to touch Wayne Gretzky's numbers.
Just in the era he played, how many points he put up. Like even Connor McDavid's not even close.
Wayne Gretzky put up like 200 points in 1 year, like way over 200 points in one fucking year, like 160 points in 1 year, and the highest you see now, you rarely see guys cracking 100.
100, yeah, exactly.
The last time someone cracked 100 was McDavid, just cracked 100 like last year or something, and Patrick Kane just cracked 100 the year before that. It's really hard to crack 100 points. I think
gets 2.
GOAT debates are. I think we've seen the GOAT for hockey. Like, no one will ever touch Gretzky, but I think Brady, Michael, and whoever is for baseball, Ken Griffey, whatever, Barry Bonds, whatever, you want to make the case for that. I think those guys are, like Mike Trout, will definitely be the GOAT.
Yeah, I think if Mike Trout stays healthy and keeps playing as he's playing, he's going to be by far the best 5-tool athlete in MLB history.
Yeah.
He's going to be all over the record books. I mean, you don't have to be number 1 in home runs, average, everything else to be the GOAT. Mm-hmm. I think that's why maybe baseball's so hard.
Yeah, there's so many people you could say
because in every other sport, it's like, oh, Tom's got the rings, the touchdowns. Wayne's got all the points. Jordan's got the points in the rings. But in baseball, there's not a lot of guys that win constant championships. Constant titles, no. And there's so many different stats. There's pitching, and there's hitting, and there's fielding, and there's average, and home runs, and RBIs, and it's like...
If I had to say the best player of all time for baseball, I would have to pick Ken Griffey Jr. right now, I think.
I think I can't put an asterisk next to what Barry Bonds did. Yeah, I think hitting 73 home runs is probably the most impressive thing I've seen in sports. Mm-hmm. Well, that happened when I was 6. Yeah. So it's not like I watched it. Yeah. But I don't know how... Stanton just went on an absolute fucking tear. What'd he hit? 62. He needed 9 more. Yeah. And he fucking had a 600 on base percentage. Yeah. Guys struggle to get a 300 on base percentage. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I know all the steroids, and obviously he took steroids. It's not like it's a debate or anything. Like he was roided up.
He was juiced up, small cock.
But I mean, I could take steroids and try to go hit a baseball, and I'd be fucking terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like he had to have this natural skill to be able to do these things.
Yeah, true. But yeah, that was a good little discussion we had at the end of there.
Off the topic discussion. Not off the topic, off the cuff discussion there.
Yeah.
But I think that about does it for us here at the Average Joe Show. Thanks, you guys, for listening to us. Episode 6. Episode 7 coming your way probably Sunday. We're going to try to stick to a Tuesday, Friday, Sunday schedule if we can. Anything you want to end with here, Osborne?
So you will be posting for at least till maybe around the end of March here. We'll still be posting to SoundCloud and YouTube, but after that we will just be posting to YouTube. We won't be doing SoundCloud anymore.
Yep. So if you enjoy us on SoundCloud, You got about another month to listen to us on there.
We just think it's easier for you guys to listen to on YouTube. I mean, not a lot of people know about SoundCloud, so plus.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're gonna be filming them, you could see our faces.
Exactly. We'll be filming.
Who's not gonna want to see these two?
Exactly. Put little faces to the voices here. But yeah, here and there we'll be recording some of them. We recorded this one just because we felt like it.
Yeah.
Here and there we'll be doing some recording, but yeah. I think
that about does it.
Here on out, we're always going to be on YouTube.
Yep.
Till the end of the month, we'll still be on SoundCloud, but we're going to be cutting that out.
Yeah, every episode from now on will be on YouTube. So look for us on there. It's just the Average Joe Show on YouTube. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. Leave us some comments.
Yep, comments.
Tell us how ugly we are. Tell us how dumb we are. Whatever you want to say.
Yeah. And
But,
we thank the reoccurring viewers. I know we've have some surprise viewers.
We had a couple people.
Shout out to Nick
Dupes.
Nick Dupes.
I haven't seen you. I don't even know if you're listening at this point. It's really late into it, but I haven't seen you in 6-7 years. We appreciate the constant listen.
We appreciate the listen, and we appreciate the point out about I can't remember his fucking name now.
There was a player discussed last week in the trade deadline.
Yeah.
He was part of the package. Tampa Bay?
It was the Tampa Bay and
it was the Ryan McDonough trade.
It wasn't the McDonough. It was
no.
I think it was the Nash one, maybe.
The Rick Nash trade?
I think it might have been the Nash one. Yeah. Anyways.
Okay. Whatever trade it. Well, I'm sorry if we were forgetting this, but whatever trade it was, he pointed out that one of the guys that was given up in that trade was actually a lot better than we thought he was.
Yeah. It wasn't
a giveaway as much as we thought.
We're going to put this one on Greg. It wasn't a salary dump, as Greg said.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll put that one on Greg. It wasn't us, so we're still primal podcasters here.
Yeah, exactly.
We know what we're talking about, but thanks, Nikki, for shouting that one out.
Anybody who ever wants a shout-out, if anybody actually ever would care to get shout-out on this thing.
If anyone stuck around this late,
throw us some comments. We'll definitely answer.
If you stick around this late, shoot me a text at 705-987-6045. Shout out me a text. Let me know that you've been here this long, and I'll do something for you.
We will.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
When we start doing apparel, we'll shout you out.
We'll give you free T-shirts.
We'll give you some. But thanks, ladies and gents, for listening to this episode of Average Joe Show. We'll see you guys on Sunday night.
We'll talk a little UFC. What UFC 222?
A little 222 action.
The UFC 222. How that went, and we'll see you over the weekend if there's any big news.
Thanks, boys and girls.